What is up, our beautiful
Hey,
family? Today we're headed to our neck of the woods, America, to talk about us once again.
Definitely.
Because y'all like picking on us, so we're going to do it. Today we're talking about why fast food sucks.
And excuse me, lunch, okay? Lunch, you guys, lunch.
So, let's get our feelings hurt. We don't eat fast food a lot. We really don't.
In and out.
That's about it.
I'm trying to say that's like Subway.
We got off fast.
I love Subway.
We got off fast food like years ago. I got off of it like when I used to work at pest control. I used to come home and tell her stories about certain places, and I'm like, nope, we ain't eating it no more. And then ingredients and a lot of stuff we just don't fool with. It's just not the same when we came up as kids.
It's not.
So we don't fool with it a lot.
I feel like when I was younger though, like my go-to was always like Taco Bell. My go-to.
Yeah.
I feel like Jack's we do sometimes. Jack's kind of.
Yeah. It's just not the same.
Carl's Jr.'s maybe. I mean, is Wingstop fast food?
Yeah. Well, that's wings, though. I wouldn't count that.
Yeah, I think. I mean.
No.
Let me think.
There's nothing. There's nothing. But if you are new to us, hit that subscribe button, notification bell. Our links are the channels if you just can't get enough of us. Let's go see how bad we getting talked about.
I'm going to show you a few different modern fast food locations with the logos removed, and I want to see if you can guess which restaurant it is. Here is number 1. That is Panda Express. Here's number 2.
Arby's.
That is Arby's. Here's number 3. That is Burger King. Here is number 4. That is Wendy's. Fast food restaurants in America have completely lost their identity, but it doesn't stop at these soulless gray buildings.
Soulless gray buildings.
I just had this talk with her. I seen a video on TikTok that was talking about colors, right?
Yeah.
Peep this, what they say. So not only buildings like going soulless colors, they say look at modern day cars. They say if you go open a newspaper from the 1970s, let's say 70s, and a picture of a street, they take a picture of a freeway, right? There's a bunch of different color, bright color cars.
Right.
Now they say everything's the same, like dull, black, white, gray, a brown. There's no bright. There may be one, like that. It's like that. It's hard to explain that desert brown they got going around right now.
I don't know about it.
But they say. Only cars that get that bright color is like one sports car every now and then you get a yellow or red.
I was gonna say usually back then it was like a lot of red, blue, like those different colors. Like now they have like that orange though. That orange is
but
nice.
It's still dull. Out.
Yeah, but as far as like back in the day, you think of blue and
colors.
Everything, and then
dull.
I feel like back then we had so many colors everywhere, and I feel like now they're like. Here's some bland, like there's just it like innocently when you think about it, like back in the day it was so colorful, everybody was just always all the colors, and now it's just like bland.
We like the on Trolls, what do they call it? Bergens?
Yeah, the Bergens. Like that's boring. Like McDonald's, if anything, I feel like McDonald's was the most colorful.
That was.
I feel like it was McDonald's. Was Burger King colorful? I don't think so.
Yep, the King and all that. It was
Taco Bell was
the best one.
Things. Fast food used to be cheap, tasty, and most importantly, fast. Cheap. And on top of that, the experience used to be fun. Today, the color is gone. The prices for a meal are almost the same as...
That is sad that a Big Mac combo is almost $20.
No, what's sad is people still going in and being in line. That's what's sad. Couldn't pay me to go in line.
That's a gourmet burger somewhere else. That... is a lot. $20 for like a Big Mac at that. Not saying the Big Macs aren't good, because I remember back in the day, if you know, when they were 2 for $5. Did you remember that?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
My mom used to get them all the time. But now, can you think of like 2 for $5? Now one is like freaking 18, 20, like taxes, $20.
A regular restaurant, and the service is slower than ever. But this did not happen by accident. In fact, it's all by design. And today I'm going to break down why fast food today is colorless, expensive, and slow. And while it might sound like all hope is lost, there is something you can do to change it. And if enough of us do that, we just might be able to return to the glory days. Modern American fast food buildings are the perfect representation of the soul that's been sucked out of the industry. What used to be these creative architectural fun.
It did have the castle. Oh, that is so freaking true.
Houses have transformed into sterile gray boxes that are severely lacking identity. Some of them kind of look like modern homes, some of them look like banks, some of them just look like corporate offices. But when you remove the logo, you genuinely could not tell what restaurant it was. Compare that to what this architectural
Okay, the architecture. I know first, Pizza Hut. Second, I don't know
KFC.
what that is. Oh, KFC. McDonald's.
White
Burger
Castle.
King. Oh, that's not Burger King?
That's probably White Castle. We don't got one, but I'm guessing that's White Castle.
I don't know what that one is. I don't know.
A lot of these might not be ours. Rallies, I think Checkers is on there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Checkers or right.
Some of these we don't have. Long John Silver's, I think, is the last one.
Oh yeah, Long John Silver's. What about like what's that one with the blue? I think that's White Castle.
No, we might not have it. That's the thing. Some of these we might not have. Where we at?
I think maybe like the reddish with the yellow. I think that might be Taco Bell, maybe. I don't know.
Well, Illustrator posted on Reddit, even without the logos, you can still tell which building belongs to each fast food brand. Or can you? I'll see if in the comments one of you gets all 12 correct. Early Taco Bell locations were designed to evoke the look and feel of traditional Spanish and Mexican style architecture. The original buildings featured stucco walls, red clay tile roofs.
So they did try to put some Spanish twist to it. I never knew
We probably weren't old enough because we had the colorful.
I never knew it had to do with Spanish. Taco Bell, I never knew it had anything.
I'll bet you the original menu probably ain't what we got either.
Oh, true. And I never knew they actually had a bell.
Yeah,
like, that is crazy. Like, there was actually a bell up there. Like,
guarantee.
Remember when we were talking about it, remember, like, the old commercials with the Chihuahua? It was, like, the Chihuahua, the dog, was the Taco Bell mascot or whatever it was. Like, we were just talking about that, saying, like, how back in the day, how things are different. Like, the commercials and stuff, and just, like...
You get commercials no more. Be honest.
We get ads.
Exposed wooden beams and arched entryways. Now, you get a gray box with a modern purple LED light.
That's
Pizza
it.
Hut's red roof became such an iconic part of their design that now when a new business takes over the building and attempts to redesign, everyone knows it used to be a Pizza Hut. But today's Pizza Hut, yep, another gray box. McDonald's used to have these big glowing arches you could see from a mile away. I was surprised to find out that there are still a few locations that maintain that 1960s vintage look. Take this Bloomington, Minnesota location, for example. It still has the massive arches on each side, the red and white striped bricks around the edges, and red outline gives it this cartoonish but welcoming vibe. But sometime in 2023, they decided to get rid of all that charm and paint it gray. During McDonald's nationwide boom in the 1970s, they made a major rebrand to build locations faster. The red mansard roofs with the yellow accents that were supposed to resemble French fries is what most people remember visiting throughout the...
I never knew those were supposed to symbolize French fries.
Me, I thought it was just the colors.
But then again,
still look good.
Look at the bright colors that we had. Look, red, yellow. Like, you just knew that red.
You was happy to go as a kid. Just the way it looked.
Well, even when they had the little gyms in there. Now they don't have that. Chick-fil-A has it.
Our Sonic used to have
Chick-fil-A has it. Well, the Sonic was outside though.
Yeah, we don't got it no more.
But they don't have it no more. Like, I feel like Chick-fil-A does know that they do.
Theirs.
So they winning. They knew what they were doing.
No, one of the Del Tacos here had one too.
Yeah, so it's like you think about it, it's just like, dang, it used to be a fun place. Now it's like...
I think it was cut costs because you got people that had to clean the pits, all that stuff. So you got, I think janitors had to be in there cleaning all that.
True.
That's what they was. They just cut costs.
Or maybe like the insurance wise, like, you know, if a kid gets hurt or something like that.
They cut costs once again.
Their childhood. There are still a few locations out there that haven't been modernized. This one in Dunedin, Florida looks absolutely beautiful with the palm trees and the bright blue sky. Or check out this stunning Durham, North Carolina location. This photo was taken in 2021, but it looks like we took a time machine back to 1993.
Yeah,
Sadly, this one was also painted entirely gray in 2024. Even this location outside of Disney World looked like a theme park of its own. And I'm sad to admit that this creative masterpiece has been replaced by what looks like a corporate head.
That looks like exactly like a corporate headquarters. It looks like that's where what the French wood.
I think what happens.
That looks like blinds.
I think what happens with these type of places is, you would think our generation, if we took over, I think, and if you when I say our generation, we 90s babies, so I feel like if we took over, we would keep this alive. I think what happens is these old people don't want to move out of these seats of CEOs and all that crap, and they got this modern, like their way or no way. You know, they got this vision of, let's commercialize everything and make more revenue and this and that. Dude, if you let these kids experience our 90s McDonald's and our 90s stuff, they will be going bananas.
But that's why they're always not trying to be that person, but that's why they're always on their iPads having fun, because there's no fun for them to see anymore. Back then, the bright colors, like he said, that was across the street from Disney. That's fun. You know, Disney used to have fun, all the people, like the characters and stuff, and that should have stayed there. Now when you go to Disney, it's this. Like, that's dumb. And I feel like they only see it on their iPads, phones, video games. Where it's like back then we didn't have that, so we seen it every time we walked out to experience something.
Then I feel like they're just advertising to adults now. Like everything's advertised towards adults. There's nothing really advertised for kids.
We're the new adults.
But even Disneyland, like everything's advertised towards an adult now.
Definitely. I feel like I hear about more adults going to Disneyland than like kids.
Headquarters. Now, one of the main reasons behind the gray box trend is that it's a safer, smarter real estate investment. This strategy leans heavily on modular construction and prefab standardized architecture. When a previous brand needed a very specific build out, which usually came down to their custom roofs, it just costs more. And in a way, they're also preparing for their imminent failure, because these vague buildings can be transformed into just about any other business. In New Jersey, this Wendy's was transformed into a Burger King. In Missouri, this old Burger King was turned into a Wendy's. This former Taco Bell KFC combo was turned into a local pharmacy. And this former Arby's is now a local pizzeria. And to no surprise at all, the local pizzeria made a more charming and visually interesting design. Now, my favorite is when chains actually do the opposite of this, when they repurpose an old building, like this old bank in Wilmington, North Carolina that was transformed into a Dunkin' Donuts. It's undeniably smarter and probably more sustainable to build buildings that can outlive the brand inside them, which will in turn reduce waste and provide opportunity to future businesses. But there's just something sad about it too. Each restaurant lost all its character. But it's not just the exterior that lost its character. The interior is where many of these places thrived. Stepping inside used to feel like entering a little world of its own. Taco Bell had these purple and teal Art Deco chairs, textured wall tiles, and neon squiggles that felt like walking through a 90s arcade.
That reminds me of the little shapes and stuff. Reminds me of Saved by the Bell.
That's what I'm saying. I always thought I was going to Saved by the Bell when I went to Taco Bell.
Who were you?
I don't know.
Which one did you
Screech.
like? You wanted to be Screech?
R.I.P.
Why?
Because I like Screech.
Really?
He got no recognition. They used to do Screech.
I was, what's her name with the curly hair? The tall one that was with Slater.
I don't remember her name.
Because it was Kelly, Lisa. Oh my gosh, Bethany? I don't know. Anyways, but like, look at the chair didn't even touch the floor.
I
like,
remember sitting
you
in
were
there.
able to like move around in them and stuff like that. Like, dang, that's great. Look at all the colors.
People today would probably call this tacky, and they might not be wrong. Wendy's had an immaculate 1970s grandma aesthetic. Wood-paneled walls, stained glass lamps hanging above every table.
Hold on. Was Wendy's known to be a luxury fancy restaurant?
That's crazy. I've never in the history of ever seen that Wendy's.
Are we missing something? Was Wendy's that girl?
That's crazy.
Was she that girl?
I thought I was on the Titanic walking in there.
Right.
Plush burgundy booths, and soft yellow lighting that made it feel more like a cozy living room than a fast food joint. And these sunrooms? Dude, these sunrooms absolutely ripped. Pizza Hut felt like a legit sit-down restaurant with thick carpeting, red vinyl booths, and those iconic Tiffany-style lamps that turned every meal into a dimly lit occasion. McDonald's had burger seats.
What?
Look at these burger seats. Are they a little terrifying? Sure, but I think we can all agree that we want them back. And when management started encouraging a more kid-friendly atmosphere, almost every franchisee built massive playgrounds and indoor sets packed with massive tubes, nets, and ball pits to play in while the adults got to enjoy their meal. However, for years, McDonald's had been dealing with injury lawsuits where kids hurt themselves climbing around rope ladders and monkey bars. In a 5-year span alone, from 1986 to 1991, 1,500 injury claims were filed against McDonald's when kids fell off their equipment or got trapped in one of their structures.
I blame them soft parents back then.
Remember, it said they broke their tooth.
That's their problem. When you go to the playground, do you see the park? No, they don't. It's the same equipment at the park. It's the same equipment.
I've never heard of anyone.
It's the same equipment at the schools. It's the same equipment at school playgrounds. It's the same equipment. Oh, it's McDonald's, a corporation. I'm suing. That's how it happens. Your kids scrape his knee. You don't see people suing the schools. They probably do, but not like they did McDonald's. Cause school they ain't got no money. You didn't see them suing the park. They ain't. But they saw McDonald's. You did what? Oh, I'm suing.
I didn't.
He got a rope burn. I'm suing. It's McDonald's.
Hundreds, if not thousands of injuries went unreported, and not to mention the sanitation concerns. Even as a kid, I knew those things were filthy. Some places have still tried to hang on to that old school charm well into the 2020s. I found this 1950s retro diner-inspired McDonald's location in Williamsburg, Virginia. They have a whole-ass 1957 Chevy on the inside just parked in the middle of the restaurant. This beautiful time capsule location was, you guessed it, grayed out and turned into another modernized hospital cafeteria a few years ago.
It does look like a damn cafeteria.
It's a hospital cafeteria, dude. I can't unsee it.
Where's the car now?
I thought he was gonna be like, this was still around. You know, people enjoyed it. He said, nope, here we go. Where's the car? Where's the car?
A location in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn was redesigned to a 1980s theme for a Marvel movie, and to no surprise at all, everyone loves it. And even though it still doesn't look like a true time capsule, it's just enough retro and modern combined to give the place a lot more soul. And if you're watching this and you have a fast food location near you that still has some old school charm, drop it in the comments because I want to see. But the blueprint for the modern fast food gray box, the minimalism, the neutral tone textured wallpaper, the IKEA chairs that hurt to sit in, the offensive abstract art, the dim industrial lighting, it can all be blamed on Chipotle. Chipotle's early 2000s expansion marked a turning point in the fast food industry. Their concept was called fast casual. You still got your food quickly, but the experience felt more elevated. The menu was simple, the ingredients were marketed as fresher, and the interiors ditched the kid-friendly chaos in favor of something more modern.
That answers our questions. So fast casual, when we think about our food trucks that cook food.
First of all, they said they lean towards adults. That's the problem. People have kids.
We gonna eat regardless.
If you reach to kids, you get more business because families. Hello. Oh my God.
Are we fast food or fast casual?
That's so true though. But Chipotle did look hecka different compared to like all the. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't think I ever knew anyone or seen anyone get kids meals at Chipotle.
Because you saving $2 if that. You might want to get a bowl.
I don't understand that.
Because of this, they were able to charge a higher price, and teenagers, college kids, and young professionals were more than willing to pay. But they weren't just paying for vibes. Those 2010s Chipotle burritos were massive. You used to get at least 2 servings of food.
You see what he said? Used to get.
He about to dive in.
Yeah, he finna show us like that changed
for one price, which made it comparable to 2 fast food trips. Chipotle's success came at a time when McDonald's and other giants were on a rapid decline. In 2003, McDonald's stock price fell to a 9-year low, and in Q4 of 2023 was the first net loss in profits they ever had, losing $344 million. Public pressure around junk food intensified during this period. The Super Size Me documentary further tarnished the company's brand. The doc followed Morgan Spurlock, who ate at McDonald's restaurants 3 times a day, every day for a month, consuming every item on the chain's menu at least once. At the end of the experiment, the 32-year-old had gained 24.5 pounds, a 13% body mass increase, increased his cholesterol to dangerous levels, and became the proof the media needed to paint fast food as the face of America's obesity crisis. So while McDonald's scrambled to repair its image, Chipotle was thriving, offering a cleaner, simpler, healthier experience that looked and felt like the opposite of everything fast food had become. In response, McDonald's started the Forever Young campaign to transform the playground feel into a cafe-style space. What resulted was a push for a more contemporary aura, accented by terracotta, olive, and gray colors paired with wooden furniture. Of course, other fast food restaurants saw this change and followed suit. I also believe that the success of Starbucks and maybe even the Apple Store had a big impact on the aesthetics of fast food chains. Starbucks proved that people would pay a premium price to hang around in a space that felt upscale, and Apple taught the entire retail world that an ultra-minimalist design could signal trust and quality. Today, seemingly every fast food chain takes a little bit of
Okay, I'll give it to them though. Burger King, that light up there, that's creative. That's nice. That's nice.
It's nice. I just miss the kid.
I I miss life just looking colorful.
Everything's adultish.
Inspiration from Chipotle, Starbucks, and the Apple Store, which has majorly contributed to them losing what made them special in the first place. Fast food restaurants were meant to be bold, fun, and kid-friendly, or even calm and cozy sit-downs for the family. But
no, you know what it is? They got tired of cleaning up after those kids spilling and messing everything up.
The bright colors.
Chipotle thought they was slick.
designers Lynn Rosenbaum and Michael Muchoff told the YouTube channel Cheddar that the design choices are nothing more than a marketing tactic.
We have to be perceived as new and fresh and offering food that is new and fresh.
Who's giving that?
What has changed within our restaurant? We want to communicate that to the customer on the outside, and the easiest way to do that is through architecture and interior design.
How can we make it look healthier, but not actually make it healthier?
That's
basically the gist. I don't think any logical person is expecting fast food to be healthy, but the risk used to be worth the reward. Because beyond the building design and modern branding, it seems like they aren't even trying to make the food look or taste good anymore. The burgers aren't even close to as advertised.
Oh my god, that is horrible. Look at that, Wolverine. Look, we went somewhere. I forgot where did we go? I forgot. We went and got something like quick because we were busy running errands. And my son was like, "Oh, can I have onions?" And they were like, "Yeah." So my son, he loves onions. That's his thing. He opened it. It had three rings of onions, and he goes, "What is this?" I said, "Hey, you said, can I have some onions?" I guess they meant like a couple.
But I go back to what I said earlier in this video. This is what people are willing to pay for. $17.49.
Oh, right.
And if I'm a McDonald's owner, why am I gonna change something that's working?
Yeah, don't fix it if it's not broken.
Y'all ain't complaining enough.
But look how bad that looks, Wilburn. That looks horrible.
There's a McDonald's by our house. I kid you not. That's actually two. No, within like 2 miles of us.
No, because there's one out.
But I'm saying, like, I'm gonna say the lines.
Okay.
Y'all, it don't matter what time. The one that's closest to us, it don't matter what time of day we drive through there.
It's a long line.
I promise you, like, they slinging something else out of there. It's always packed. Always. And we live in California. For those who knew, we live in the highest of taxes places ever. California. Look it up if you don't know. They probably paying $19 now for the Big Mac combo. But the line is always through the roof. Like, it's always long. So it's like, y'all can complain, but some of y'all still gonna line up.
I'm not gonna lie. The French fries, when they're freshly out, they do taste good.
I came after I seen that video that they
ever since I seen that video too, I'm like,
can't do it.
Buns flat as a pancake and lettuce that looks like it was left out all night. Places like KFC refuse to change the oil in their fryers, so you can't even taste the chicken anymore. And those so-called crispy fries you ordered look like they were defrosted, placed under a heat lamp, and served without anyone noticing they missed a crucial step. Even legendary YouTuber The Report of the Week, who has spent the past decade reviewing fast food menu items, just about had a meltdown over the decline in quality and service across every big chain in the US after countless bad experiences in 2023.
Instances not as bad as this, but where there have been problems with my order, with the quality. It's just lapsing more and more. And it's not just Culver's. It's every place. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, you name it. There have been so many places, and I'm sure you've noticed this, that I've reviewed in the last couple years, where the food has just been awful. It's quite frankly disgusting. I hate when this happens. And what bothers me even more is when it's becoming more and more of the norm. When I'm trying out these sorts of items, and time and again, it's some burnt piece of garbage. It's some just vile slop, for lack of a better word. And it's getting to the point now where pretty much every other item that I review is just, it's disgusting in some way or another. Or it's just so overpriced that it might be alright, but it's like you're burning your money.
And the branch off what he talking about, what gets me is when they make these creative meals they come out with. And then you see this picture, this glorious picture, like, oh.
And then you get it.
Like Wendy's just did it. They did the Wednesday meal. And you look at the picture like, dang, ooh, you know. Man, people was posting it. Burger King, they do the Halloween burger every year.
No. Subway.
Yeah, Subway, the nachos. What is it, like $8 for that thing? Come on, y'all.
We've seen someone make it, because, like I said, I love Subway.
He was hot.
The guy was pissed. We were just standing in line, we were minding our business. So she made it, and for those of you who don't know, Subway is a sandwich spot, and they did nachos there. And
they take the little bag of chips.
So they get a little bag of chips,
the little one,
and it's a freaking
like
flat,
a foot long.
Yeah, it's a foot long plate, pretty much. And they put that one bag, not even the big bag, that one bag that you can get in a box of Sam's Club for a quantity amount. That makes sense. And they spread the little chips, so it's just
you got like 8 little chips in there.
And then they put your toppings,
whatever you
your
want.
Cheese.
It's horrible.
And then that's it for $8.
And they were hyping it up. And then the dude came in there. He's like, "Oh, can I get another bag?" And he's like, "Oh, we can't do that." He was like, "What?" He's like, "So that's all the chips?"
There was so much space on that plate, and not even that. Like $8. It's like $1.
What toppings am I gonna put?
Exactly. That was like he's what toppings? Like this is a sandwich topping. He's like, what am I put on my nacho? Like the most you can do is probably like what tomato? Not even that. Not even because nothing's cut up at Subway for it.
Just give me my chips, Jake. Leave them in the bag. I don't even want. Just keep my chips.
But it makes you think that if you didn't put the cheese or the little sauce or freaking lettuce, you're paying $8 for that little bag of chips.
What's even the point?
But even if fast food companies lost the fun, lost the undeniable guilty pleasure taste, at least it's still cheap, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Chick-fil-A, Arby's, Wendy's, Jimmy John's, Chipotle, Taco Bell, Popeyes, and McDonald's all raised their prices by 55 to 100% between 2014 and 2024.
Damn.
Most of us can remember a time where $5 could fill you up at most restaurants. Maybe you'd snag a couple of grillers or a fill-up box from Taco Bell, a McDouble, McChicken, and fries.
Like, we were just talking about that. We were just saying, like, how, remember when we were in high school, like, Taco Bell had that, like, 89, 79, 99 cents things on the menu. Like, you can get a lot for, like, $5, like he said. Or, like, when you can go and get stuff off the dollar menu. Like, you were able to get a lot for some dollars. And now it's like, there is no dollar menu.
$2.89.
I mean, yeah.
$2.89. $2.99.
But I will say, the one that we did see that was a good thing was that McDonald's one where it's, like, $5 for $6 or something like that.
Yeah,
like when you do that, or like Wendy's 4 for $4. Okay, cool. That's cool. But then it like makes you think. I always tell him.
But then the portion is even smaller now.
You're paying $4 for this food. Like it makes you think like.
But even the portion now, when you get it, it's like we about to get into the video right now. Y'all can't see it, but the KFC bowl used to be like kind of now.
No. So when the KFC bowl came back, he was all talking about it. I've never heard of them. I never had them. Whatever. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember as a kid I used to get them. They're so big. They're so big."
Now they give you nothing. It's nothing.
He ordered a KFC bowl.
It's like this big, this big. Y'all know if y'all got one.
And he was like, "What am I gonna do with this?" And I'm like.
A famous bowl from KFC, and even if you wanted to get full meals, you'd still spend less than $10. What I found shocking is that Columbus, Ohio has the most affordable fast food in the country, but meals still cost $10 on average. Most cities average $12 to $13 for a fast food meal, and I can say with certainty, at least where I live, that there are plenty of local restaurants serving way better food for $13. Some McDonald's locations were charging as high as $18 for a Big Mac meal. In 2024, the McDonald's President Joe Erlinger attempted to address many of the concerns that Americans had with McDonald's prices significantly rising. What's funny is that they made this graphic that claims to debunk a bunch of
McDonald's raised prices at a rate nearby double the nation rate of inflation. Myth. It says myth. McDonald's raised prices so much that their average menu prices increased more than 3 times the national rate of inflation. Myth. McDonald's prices increased as the result of great and price gouging. Myth. It's the fact that it says myth and it says fact.
They make sure they got a whole bunch of sentences.
Yeah.
Lying. Myths, while claiming that the facts state that they have only raised their prices by 20 to 40% since 2019. Like they put this obnoxious claim as a myth. McDonald's medium fries increased by 138%, just to attempt to soften the blow when they say that the fact is that the average price of a medium fries was a 44% increase. Like we're supposed to be like, oh, only a 44% increase for fries that are soggy, cold, and take 20 minutes to get? That's so much better than 138%. The reality is that fast food has entirely changed its value proposition to customers in America. It's no longer about being cheap, it's about being lazy. A professor of marketing at Johns Hopkins said, "These chains are not charity organizations. They're not trying to serve cheap food to people who are complaining about high prices. They're trying to get people who have either stopped going to the store or never went there." I suspect the value pricing approach is working for McDonald's.
It is.
Okay. So they killed the vibes, ruined the taste, charge way too much money. Is it at least still fast? Well, kinda. The speed of service has drastically decreased as Americans become more dependent on the drive-thru. America runs on urgency. Our cities are built to drive around, not stop and hang out in. Our work weeks are packed, our commutes are long, and our breaks are short. Everything in our culture tells us to move faster, work more, and consume more. So we designed an entire meal experience around not having to stop moving. Pull up in your car, order before you speak to a person, get your food in a brown bag, and don't even look inside until you're already merging onto the highway, and stuff the fries down your throat with one hand while the other is on the wheel. Drive-thrus aren't about convenience. They're a survival mechanism for a society that doesn't have time to sit down. But now even that convenience is starting to collapse. What used to be a 3 to 5 minute pit stop has turned into a 15+ minute wait behind a line of frustrated drivers. Even places like In-N-Out are facing major problems, with lines that literally cause traffic on the highways next to them. Pretty much every Chick-fil-A I've ever been to around lunchtime has 2 rows of 20+ cars bumper to bumper. Many locations are trying to combat these frustrating wait times by having staff walk around with iPads so you can get that somewhat satisfaction that your order is being taken care of, but it doesn't make...
I don't really think that helps because, like, if anything, you're just putting more orders on your people and the cars aren't moving. So
they're just making you visually in the car feel like you getting served. Like, they got your order, so you feel like I'm good, but you're still waiting. It's better than pulling up to the thing in order and you already getting your order done. You feel like, oh yeah, my food is coming out. No, it's not.
The food come out any faster. Now you might think that removing drive-thrus in some locations or incentivizing walk-ins would somehow speed things up, but fast food restaurants have done their homework. Research shows that 47% of US consumers would simply avoid going to a store that doesn't have a drive-thru, and twice as many people prefer using the drive-thru to going in store. And that's because of the American go culture, as well as us not prioritizing eating as a meaningful experience. It's just another task to check off the list. Meals in other countries are a cultural staple, a time to slow down, talk, share, and connect. Americans treat eating as something you do out of necessity between meetings, in traffic, or while staring at your phone. And I'm talking to you, who's literally eating a meal while watching this right now. The obsession with quick service, combined with fast food's obsession with margins, is slowly turning these restaurants into massive robotic garages, like this concept released by Taco Bell in 2022 for their new vision for making service easier than ever before, or the new designs Chick-fil-A is rolling out that prioritize quick service, or Jimmy John's cutting down the size of their restaurant to resemble more of a studio apartment. To make it even more streamlined, restaurants are releasing AI menu stands that replace human staff members, and the responses have been mixed, with some customers praising the decision and others arguing this is one step further in the wrong direction. So correct orders and no more attitudes for no reason? More jobs with human contact are going away. With fast food restaurants doing everything they can to make service seamless and Americans demanding even more convenience, how far away are we from a robotic arm extending from a building and just dumping the food right into our mouths? But as grim as the future looks, there is a way to fight this. There is a way to demand change, get better quality food, better prices, better speeds, and an all-around better experience. The solution is quite simple, and it's being implemented all over the world. Fast food is better outside of America, not just by opinion, but by design. Many nations have stricter regulations on food quality, preservatives, and sourcing. In places like Japan, France, or Germany, the ingredients are often fresher, the portions are more balanced, and the presentation is far more respectful of the dining experience. But this change didn't necessarily happen out of respect, it was by force. Like in France, when 5 activist farmers tore down a McDonald's that was being built in the southern town of Milan in August 1999. They handed out Roquefort cheese at the protest, which they said was to denounce US import restrictions and hormone-treated beef. But this was a calculated attack. In that same week, French farmers dumped 6 tons of manure on a McDonald's restaurant in Arles. This was a symbol of resistance against American food imperialism and the spread of unhealthy, standardized meals. And it wasn't just about the food, they were defending culture, agriculture, and tradition. And it worked. French consumers began demanding locally sourced ingredients, and McDonald's responded. Today, around 75% of the food served in McDonald's France is sourced domestically. Now, this doesn't mean go and destroy your local McDonald's, but it is proof that a protest goes a long way. Also, McDonald's Europe became the first food service retailer in many markets to sell Marine Stewardship Council certified sustainable fish. The MSC is widely considered the gold standard certification for sustainable wild-caught seafood. food. Because if they did not meet these standards, then European countries would simply not allow them to serve fish. In India, they mostly don't serve beef or pork items due to religious values held by the citizens. In China, they serve taro pies. Taro is a plant native to Southeast Asia whose roots and leaves are used for food in this region.
I love some taro. We need to bring that here. What are we doing? What are we?
Well, it's the same thing, and like we were just talking about that in different places of the world. Their stuff is different. Like in Puerto Rico, you know, their McDonald's menu is totally different than ours, and it's just like, oh, I wish we can have that one.
No, they want to kill us.
In Saudi Arabia, 100% of their menu must be halal. Therefore, all products served at McDonald's restaurants are inspected and approved by local authorities and Islamic inspectors at the countries of export. The point is, McDonald's and other fast food restaurants will abide by socio-cultural, religious, food preferences, and environmental factors, or they will simply not be allowed to serve food in that country. And they might even complement the country with a vibey atmosphere. They'll serve food in decommissioned planes in New Zealand, a colorful building pagoda in China, or a ski up in Sweden. The end result: better service, better food, better vibes, and customers who treat eating as something worth sitting down for. All of these point to the fact that fast food restaurants can still be colorful, fun, cheap, and have the best quality food available for their meals. It's just that they only change when people finally start to walk away. This is not the answer you want, but it is the truth. Sure, the buildings are gray and bland. Sure, the service is slow. Sure, the food doesn't taste as good, and corporate greed is driving up the price. But you can protest. You can just stop going, and they will be forced to resort back to the things that made these restaurants special in the first place. But until most of us refuse to order from these fast food restaurants, then nothing is going to change.
Yeah, and I feel like that's true because there's people who eat at these places and feel like nothing's wrong, like there's no problem to them or whatever, so they're still gonna keep going. They feel like, oh, it's still good, you know. So it's like, in a sense, it's like, yeah, we can feel like that, but others might not. You know, laugh? And you just made me forget what I was going to say.
You didn't have nowhere else to go.
I did.
What makes me laugh is these same people that'll go spend $18 on a Big Mac meal at McDonald's. They'll be the same ones who get that sloppy burger they got this thrown in their bag with them sloppy, soggy fries. They will go sit at a restaurant and complain about the stupidest thing and be like, oh, the quality. But you'll go spend $19 on a soggy, beat up Big Mac and some salty, soggy fries with a Diet Coke and think you healthy, but go complain at a steakhouse and be like, oh, this is not it. My food was, your burger looks stupid.
It's just, I don't know.
To the side.
I feel like
my burger shouldn't be leaning to the side.
I just feel like when you realize trying it as a kid or, you know, teenager, and you see it down, it's like, it's not the same.
No, it don't taste the same. Nothing tastes the same no more. But this is a crazy video, y'all.
This was
a lot of education in this. Yes, I said education.
I kind of really want to see that size meme or whatever that.
I remember some people talking about it. I never watched it.
I want to see it.
I remember people talking about it.
I'm a little nervous, but I want to say yeah.
But let us know y'all thoughts on this whole video. There's a lot of information in here to talk about in the comment section. So y'all go down there and type it up.
Let's chat it up.
See y'all on the next one.